Welcome back to Faithart Design Studio. This video will be about making our Pink Parfait Hidden Spine Junk Journal. I'm going to start in this video and we are going to choose our papers for our signatures. So first I'm going to walk you through what do I gather. First thing that you want to do is you want to get yourself a bin, okay? I've taken it all out to be under the camera, but I get a bin and I carry the bin around my studio and I open drawers and I'm like, oh, what's pink? Oh, what's this? What's that? And I just pull everything together. So that's your first tip. Second tip is to get out any of your digital papers. Now, obviously, I'm a digital creator and I make kits, and so I was thinking of using both the Sunshine Serenity and the Pink Parfait kits, but as it turns out, I may or may not. So I've got all three of them all printed for Pink Parfait, and I've got the Sunshine Serenity ready. So as I start pulling papers out of my stacks, you'll see me gathering both of those. The other things that I've gone through, I'm just going to walk you through real quick. I have a book. What is this book called? I don't know. It's a book about birds of this woman drawing and then some flowers. And I pulled these out because I thought they might go in there. So they're kind of in my stack. This I definitely kept. This is a monthly devotional that comes from In Touch Ministries. And I just love that it had pink flowers on the front. So I'm thinking, yes, either I use this for ephemera, I use it in the signatures. Then I went to some books. So let's go get your book pages out. This is from a really fun vintage book that I was given by a friend. And it's just got the really coolest pages and I love the size. So I pulled a couple of those pages out. I always use my Christian books that are devotionals or just topical books that we read, right? And I pull some of those book pages out. So I've got this size. I've got this size from the Family Book of Christian Values. I've got a couple other pages from another book that is Rediscover Jesus. So I've pulled all those out. Then I also had a friend give me some devotionals, and I like the little smaller pages, and they have some graphics. And of course, having these in my journal is great. All of us have a part to play. There's a Bible verse on there, so I've got those. Let's see what else is in my stack. Okay, I'm going to set those to the side. Some miscellaneous papers. This is from something I was using. I pulled out a time card. I've pulled out some vintage papers from the ledger that I own. Got a couple of those. This income and expense I usually put in there. This is actually from a book that you can get at Dollar Tree. And I just copy dyed, of course, makes it look really old. This is from a catalog, so I just have that in the stack. Went through my old scrapbook papers, and I have this. Now, I really want to use these. These are embossed. Can you see? This is embossed. I haven't used it in ages. This is some other papers that are just old scrapbook papers. So that stuff's there. And then I have, it was a paper book, paper-bound Bible. And I pulled some of the pages out. And this is from Psalms. So I'm probably going to include some of that. Another piece of fun paper. Okay, I've had this for forever. This is Stamperia rice paper, and I really want to put it in there because why I had to buy it, who knows. Concordance pages, if you have a concordance, I definitely recommend that. Loved this little picture that I found in some book I have. Here's some pages. Here's a page from a bird book that I've got. And then if you go to Dollar Tree, they have... what is this? Word finders, right? They have Christian ones. So these are really fun to put into a faith junk journal because you've got some really great papers. Obviously some music paper. Some really old music paper. This is from a book that I got at the library they were selling. It was a vintage game history, okay? And they just have beautiful heavy-duty pages and pretty pictures. So I've got that in there. There's a couple pages of that. I have a piece of Braille paper. And then I am really going to try hard to incorporate this. Now, again, Somebody gave me this book. They were throwing it away. This is a Georgia O'Keeffe art book, you know, one of those coffee table books. Look at these pictures. I just have to be able to, either I'm going to trim it out and stick it in, or we're just going to do lots of folds. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's all my stuff to get out. So you go ahead, if you're going to do this along with me, get out all your papers, and our next step is to start making signatures. Now, I did make my Pink Parfait journal to have a 3-inch wide spine. So this time, I'm very confident on doing 3 signatures for sure. And that way I can really stuff it. Unlike when I just finished the Resurrection Hope one, my spine was 1 3/4. And look, it's a gator. Like, I love it. I'm not complaining. But my point being that I really can't wrap this up. I feel like I'll break the whole book. So I learned my lesson, and I'm doing a wider spine for this, okay? So let's get started. Well, I'm back. I've got 3 signatures put together. Now, this is just the first draft, okay? And I really like these giant paper clips. Leslie, my girlfriend from 507 Willow House Journals, used them, and I ordered them off of Amazon, so they're in my shop if you want to order them. They're just so handy to hold things together. Okay, so here's, I'm going to just set that aside because we know that's going to go in there. Here's my first take, my first play. Okay, so this is way too wide. The height I don't have a problem with. I'm liking, now that's what I've learned from Twisted Paper Studio and from Willow House Journals. That's why I love their junk journals so much. They do a play on width and height. And so they stagger their papers. So you've got short and small and tall, and they do pockets on a horizontal basis and a vertical basis. Pockets just folds, okay? So this looks good so far. So let's start with this third one where this is clearly way too big. Now, one of the things that I would have done prior to watching their videos would have been I would have just trimmed this paper, okay? And now I've realized, well, no, that was a waste. Don't do that, Diane. Fold the paper. So that's what we are going to do. So it's a really thick, heavy, old piece of paper, that music paper. Don't ask me. This could have come from my mother's. My mother was a piano player. This could have come from her. Don't really know. So let's do that. So that'll get us back into, I think, where everything kind of fits. Okay, now this one, why is this one sticking out? Oh, I know why. Okay, you know what we can do with this one? We are going to just trim off, yeah, let's trim the margin because we don't really need it. Okay, that'll work. And then I probably should try and make this. This book is the coolest little book. It's a very, very old book. I should probably make it straight, huh? Okay. It's a strange book. I can't remember the name of it. It's weird because it's got all this faith stuff in it, but it's from the 1930s. Don't ask me how it came in there. Okay, so one of the things that they have taught me to do is, let's just walk through a couple of them and we'll see where we need to make adjustments. So I have to move all this stuff. Oh gosh, see, and I didn't even get this paper in there. So I didn't get all the stuff in that I was thinking about, but that's okay. Okay, so where we're at now, that's much better. Okay, so let's just walk through this one. So I folded my ledger paper and put it horizontally, and that works. And I like it kind of sticking out like that. And then another piece of my digital. And then there's the piece, I got the Georgia O'Keeffe picture in there and I made a pocket. So I'm happy with that. And then I added this piece of the income and expense and I folded it just small, narrow. What I was thinking of doing is going ahead Oh, now see, I don't really want to, oh, I don't want to cover up the back. What I was going to do is glue a smaller sheet to that small fold. And you know what? Okay, just forget it, Diane. Just do it. Just do it. It's going to work. Okay, so let's put glue. And I'll show you a couple other things that I do that I've been, you know, like I said, I'm teaching myself all this new stuff, right? Okay, so we're going to glue that on there. So it's a carrier, so I don't have to fold it, right? Because it's going to be attached to this piece of paper. And that's the carrier of it in the journal. Okay, that works. Now let's go backwards. Let's go back to my fold stuff. Okay, so we've got that. That's going to go over there. We've done this fold, so that's going to work there. And then I've got another piece of my digital paper. This is from that fun book, and I folded this one in half. And then here's the cool thing that I really like. So I showed you that I had kept this, the cover of my In Touch magazine, and there was an ad, and so I added that beautiful piece from that one book. I just put it right on there now. And then on the back, it was another ad, and I didn't really want that there. So I went ahead and glued a piece of my digital paper onto it. And now it's all set. Let's just trim off that, you know, those little stickers that they put on there to send it. And then it was too tall, but instead of cutting it, look, I'm just going to fold it over because that could end up being a really fun piece in there. Okay, so we're going to open that up. That's going to be that. And then this is a piece of packaging from something I bought off of Timo, I'm sure. And I loved it all, except it had all like the advertising on it. So I went ahead again and added one piece of my digital paper on there. So now that's the perfect insert. Okay, so let's count. So see, I think I made it work well. Let's count and see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've got 11 in this one. Now I got to remember that. Okay, the next one, let's look at this one. So let's go back to, okay, so there's a paper in here that's really, really super tall. But do I want it? That's, okay, it's not a problem if I want it that high. So let's go back to this. Okay. You know, I think I'm okay with it. So we did that one, and that's 11. Okay, we're working on this one. So we've got 1, there's the bird page, there's one of my digitals, there's a cute little picture, and I need to put that up in the middle. Okay, here I was going to do the exact same thing again. So here is a piece of paper from some book. I have no idea, and I just folded it narrow. And this is a piece from the Concordance, which is really thin paper. And so first thing I need to do is I need to glue these 2 pages together because it's Bible paper, right? It's super thin, and that's not going to work. I did that in my other journal, and it worked out really good putting 2 pages together. So let's go ahead and do that, and then I know that I'll be all set, that it's strong enough is what I'm trying to say. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we've got those 2 glued together. And come back over here. What I was thinking was on this little piece that I would, again, glue this to that carrier, that little tiny piece, right? We're going to glue that, and then we'll fold it. So I'm thinking that, yes, let's pull this one out. Let's get this glued like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glue. Now, I haven't really seen Leslie do this. This is what I've decided to do. I think what happened in my other book is I did this little tiny fold, right? And then I realized, oh, whoa, okay, what am I doing, Diane? Hold on, I'm getting all mixed up because I'm trying to talk to you. And then I realized, well, wait, I should just glue something on there. So I did it after I sewed the signatures. This time I've decided to do it first. Okay, so that's going to be, we're going to put this back in here, right? And then this will fold over. You know, I made a fun, let's just do a hat, let's do a small fold. So now we have another like side tuck. Okay, go backwards again. So you have to keep going back and forth. We've got that, we've got that. Okay, now that does not get glued onto there, Diane, just that. Okay, and this goes there. And then we've got the big piece of, I think the problem is, do I want to keep these two? So I ended up folding up the Georgia O'Keeffe. And I guess I'm going to keep all the folds. I think my issue now is I think it's a little bit too tall. I think it sticks out too much. Let's put that in there. And that was going to go there. Let's go back and look at it with the other ones, okay? So if that's my frame of reference. You know what, I'm going to trim it. I mean, I like that. That's a little bit above. This is too far above. That's what I think I'm having a problem with right now. It would like, this would be the only page sticking out. That wouldn't work. If it cascades that way, but that's not the way it's working. Okay, take that page out. So let's go ahead. You know, I'm going to cut this to make it work better. What I should do is save that information because it's about this picture. So let's go ahead. I could try and put it back in there, right? Okay. So let's see if that works. And then this is too big too, but that's okay. Because look, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this in here. We're gonna just trim this down. So that's probably enough. We'll just take a little bit off. I don't really want to fold these top down, which is what she's showing me, but I don't think that works on that page. Okay, so now I think this will be better. Look, I think it's much better. Okay, and then the middle, I was going to put that one piece, but I think I need something else in the middle of this one. I don't think I have enough pages. So let's go ahead. Oh, that's much better. Look, it fits nicer. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I don't have enough. Well, maybe we can put this in here. No, I don't want to do it that way. Okay, what else didn't I put in? I don't have a lot of short things in this one. I've got this envelope, which I guess we could put in the middle. Does it really add anything? No, I don't think so. Maybe I'll just put this. Let's put this in there. That's 10. Oh, here, I know what we can do. Look, I didn't add this paper. This looks like it would be more fun. Is that too far? Okay, let's go like that. And then we'll fold it over like that. That would be fun. Okay, let's do that. Right? Yeah, let's do that. Now, just so that you're aware, this all may change as I'm sewing things together. Okay? This is just kind of like the first take. Okay. So we've got one. I don't like that these two are the same. I'm going to have to think about that one. But I just wanted to walk you through. See why this takes so long is putting your signatures together. Because it's not like just lining up all the same papers, the exact same size. That's what makes the difference. Okay, we've got 2 done. Let's go to the third one. Now, here is our third one. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we've got 9. Now, if you haven't noticed, see how I added a lot of the yellows in? I'm really happy with that. Right now, I think I'm going to put this in here. And then I am going to say that this one is done. So we've got our 3 signatures. Oh, let's see, that one is sticking out again. Oh, it's, again, I don't want one piece of paper sticking out. That's not fun. I don't want that. Okay, so let's see if I can just trim this down a little bit. I think I've got a lot of good height difference, and we've got width difference. So trimming that off is gonna, I think that'll be just fine. Okay, there we go. Now I'm happy. There are our 3 signatures. So next video will be about me sewing them into the hidden spine. So please like this video and definitely share if this is something new to you and maybe your friends don't know about how to do these really cool stacked layered signatures. This will be a good video to share. And I hope that you are subscribed so that you will see the next video in this series. So I'll see you in the next one where we will be sewing in our signature.